Josh Taylor, the Tartan Tornado, begins his campaign at welterweight with a defeat. Some would say a surprise defeat as he lost to Echo the Engine Essuman. And as well, Moses Itauma, young Moses Itauma, continues to deliver devastating KO after devastating KO on his rise towards stardom. That's right. Bubba boxing fans, welcome to another edition of Chatter Boxing, the show that kind of sounds like shadow boxing. And yes, we are here today to chat boxing. How lucky are we? Is there anything sweeter in this world, honestly? If there is, let me know because I have yet to find it. So we are here to discuss yesterday's action from Glasgow. That was actually a very good card. I was quite entertained. Lots of early stoppages. The main event was very good. We got to see Moses Itauma deliver another KO. I quite like that. Very quickly, we'll start with the Nathaniel Collins fight against Lee McGregor. This was an all-Scottish bout. Nathaniel Collins getting the stoppage. He looked quite good in there. Carl Frampton was saying he looks ready for the world level. Carl Frampton was saying he sparred Fulton, Stephen Fulton, who of course is a world champion in that division. Quite a stacked division. You've got Nick Ball as well. You've got Dayan Gonzalez, the Cuban Dynamite IBO champion. So it's quite a stacked division. But yeah, Carl Frampton was saying he thinks Nathaniel Collins is ready for that world-class level. Of course, Carl Frampton, sparring partner of Stephen Fulton in the past. So interesting, one to watch there. Moving on, we've got Itauma against Balogun, the heavyweight clash. Balogun from the States, I believe. And Moses Itauma, he looked very good in there, obviously, as he always does. He dropped Balogun twice before stopping him in the second round. So dropped him in the first round, dropped him twice in the second round, including the stoppage. And man, I mean, the speed, the movement, the confidence, the power that he packs, and he's only 20 years old, honestly. Like, just imagine 4 more years from now when he's 24, he's grown a little bit more, he's got a bit more experience. The future looks really bright. Devastating knockdowns, all of them. I mean, all of them could have been knockouts. Itauma even said in his post-fight interview, he gave a lot of credit to Balogun for being a tough cookie. He said, I thought I had him gone with the first knockdown. So credits to Balogun. He was a good sport. He was definitely tough because there was a lot of hard punches in there. And you know what I think, yeah? This could just be me, reaching, let's say. But I feel like, because when Itauma dropped Balogun in the first round, he didn't really go for the kill. He dropped him. Balogun got up, and then, he was kind of like taking it a bit light on him. But then the second round goes, and he drops him once, and then that's it. Balogun gets up, and then he goes straight to work and drops him very recently after. I have a feeling he had his friends and family betting on a second round KO, and I feel like he didn't want to end it in the first round, so he waited till the second and he ended it there. I could be me reaching, fair enough, but why not? He is that good. Honestly, he does seem to be that good, that he can, at this level, pick when he knocks out his opponents. And to me, it just looked like, when I saw how he treated Balogun after the first knockdown, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he wants a few more rounds of experience, maybe. But then you saw how the second round went, and he just, boom, annihilated him relatively quickly. My only theory is that maybe he had some family and friends putting money on a second round KO. Who knows? The future is very bright, obviously, for Moses Itauma. Where next? They say he's going to be on the July card, the Usyk-Dubois card. That will probably be another stepping stone fight, which I'm very happy about. Some people are saying, okay, let's see him with Martin Bakole. Now, why? Why? He's 20 years old. Why do that to him? Okay, we're all excited to see him, but, not saying Bakole's going to knock him out or anything, but Bakole's an experienced fighter. He's a heavy hitter. We saw what he did to Jared Anderson. So why put him in there at this moment? Maybe wait a couple fights. Maybe wait another 2-3 fights. Then start to put him in there against the likes of Bakole. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind, actually. Why don't we put him against Chad Witherspoon, if Chad Witherspoon is still fighting? Some of you, or most of you, would know that Chad Witherspoon, he was the heavyweight, the first heavyweight Usyk fought when Usyk moved up from cruiserweight into the heavyweight. Why do we go down that route? Give Moses Itauma a common opponent with the likes of Usyk and such, and then see what he does. They're even saying like Jermaine Franklin and whatnot. Sure, maybe in another fight or two. I just feel like he's 20 years old. What's the rush? They were chasing that Mike Tyson record of the youngest heavyweight. It's gone now, so I think you can like press the brakes a little bit. That's just me. And one more thing I will say about Itauma's performance, or actually the KO itself. Honestly, obviously, it's a very beautiful KO, but it's very impressive as well. Of course, Balogun came lunging forward, and Moses caught him on the back foot. Like he was leaning, like he was working his way back. He was moving back, and he caught him as he was moving. And there wasn't even that much backspin, you know. It's not like he really, geared up for that shot and really worked it. No, he was moving back. It was very quick, and boom, just like almost like a check hook, but from the right hand, obviously. And just the amount of power he can generate with such little movement while he's going on the back foot. Like he almost knocked the guy into the air. I mean, Balogun, we all saw it. Balogun lost his footing, almost span in the air. Very, very impressive, man. Future is bright. I feel like I say this every week. I'm just an optimistic guy. All right, which brings us to the main event. Josh Taylor versus Essuman. I'm bringing out the gloves because it was a great main event. I really enjoyed that fight. To be honest, I should have worn the gloves for the Moses Itauma breakdown because he deserved it with that knockout and that stoppage. But c'est la vie. Josh, the Tartan Tornado Taylor, his campaign against at welterweight starts with a defeat to Essuman. Man, some would say that was a surprise defeat. Definitely with the bookies, Josh Taylor was the favorite. Essuman was clearly the underdog. I think it was almost 3-1 for Essuman. And man, first of all, I believe it was a deserved victory for Essuman. I had a 115, 113, kind of like one of the judges or two of the judges. I gave Essuman round 3 and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, very one-sided second half of the fight. Josh Taylor, here we go. So the first 2 rounds, I gave Josh Taylor, obviously, rounds 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Rounds 1 and 2, Josh Taylor looked very good in there, I must say. Combinations, he looked very sharp. He looked very quick. His punches had a lot of power behind them. He even caught Essuman a couple of times and rocked his head back a couple of times, had him up against the ropes once or twice in those first few rounds. And honestly, he looked very impressive. So much so that I honestly thought to myself, like in round 2, I was like, should Josh Taylor have moved up to welterweight like earlier? He's still got the speed. He still looks sharp. He's throwing combinations. And it looks like he's carried that power with him. And then, okay, 3rd round was a close round. I gave it to Essuman. 4th, 5th, and 6th, I gave them to Josh Taylor again. But you could see his excellence, or you could see his quality kind of diminishing little by little. Especially like the 6th, I had that as a kind of a close round. And then that's it, man. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. It just looked like there wasn't much left in the tank. And it was interesting to see. It was also a bit sad to see, to be honest, because especially the first 2 rounds, like you saw, he looked really good in there. He really did look good in there. Power, everything I said already earlier in this video. And it just slowly started to fade away. And credits to Essuman. Take nothing away from him. He's called the engine for a reason. He looked like at the end of the fight, at the end of the 12 rounds, he could have easily done another 3, 4, 5 rounds. He really, he turned it up. And as soon as he sensed, I think in the 6th round, he sensed Josh Taylor was slowly starting to tire. Maybe there was a little bit of power coming off Josh Taylor's punches. Soon as he felt that, I feel like Essuman switched to another gear, and he never came back down from that gear. He never got tired. He never looked like he had to like dig deeper or anything. No. So credit to him. We take nothing away from Essuman. Credit to him. Where does Josh Taylor go from here? Before that, I will say, so I'm a big fan of Joe McNally, the coach, Josh Taylor's coach. I think he's a very talented coach. He's got very good fighters in his stable. But this could be me again reaching. I think it was the 7th or 8th round where Josh Taylor was like, oh, that was a bad round in the corner, something along those lines. And Joe McNally was like, no, you won that. And Josh Taylor was like, oh, really? Like something along those lines on TV. This is the overall, don't quote me, but that was the overall feeling of what was happening. And Joe McNally was like, yeah, that was a great round. You boxed very well. You definitely won that round. And then going into the 11th, into the championship rounds, Joe McNally was telling Josh Taylor, Essuman needs these last 2 rounds. He needs them. Like, don't give it to him. He needs them. Don't let him take them away. So I kind of felt, although it was very close at the scorecards at that time, and maybe going into the 11th, Josh Taylor might have still been up by 1, fair. But I feel like the narrative, kind of telling him earlier, oh, you won that round easy. Essuman needs these 2 rounds. Don't let him take them away from you. It kind of makes the fighter feel like, oh, okay, I've got this in the bag. I just don't need to do anything stupid. Don't need to get caught really bad, and I've got this. Whereas I feel like the messaging should have actually been like, those are close rounds. Judges might give it one way or the other. You need to win these next 2 rounds. You need to dominate him. You need to leave no room for doubt. I feel like that might have made a difference. Of course, what do I know? And again, this could be me reaching, but when the scorecards were read out, Josh Taylor turns and he kind of looks at his corner. Obviously, I don't know Josh Taylor personally. I don't know what his looks mean or anything, but I just got the sense that he was kind of looking at his corner like, what? Like, why didn't you guys tell me I was losing? Kind of like that. It could just be me, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think on that. And unfortunately, where does Josh Taylor go from here? It's very hard to see. Where does he go? I mean, this is not the same Titan Tornado we saw put on a clinic against Regis Prograis. That was one of my favorite fights to watch. It was an absolute bloodbath, and both fighters dug deep. That was a great fight back in 2019. It's not the same. And to quote my friend, shouts to Anthony, you don't come back down to British level once you've been undisputed. Essuman is arguably British level, European level after yesterday's performance, or maybe a little bit higher than that. But does Josh Taylor really want to hang around now and those at such levels when he was undisputed? Who knows, man? I'm not too sure. Of course, if he can get some more fights, if he can make some more money before he retires, all credit to him. I'd be very happy for him. But yeah, man, it's a tough pill to swallow. And I wish him all the best because he's a very tough man, a very good fighter, sound fighter. He's given us a lot over the years. Yeah, man, I wish all the best for him. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Chatterboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, keep those hands up. Let me know what you thought in the comments. See you next time.
I know you feel it. 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 I know you feel it.